Hi, I'm Anna James, author of the Pages & Co series, Book 1, Tilly and the Book Wanderers, and Book 2, Tilly and the Lost Fairy Tales, and Book 3, which is called Tilly and the Map of Stories, is coming out in September. In the books, Tilly, my heroine, and her best friend Oscar learn that they are book wanderers, and that means that they can travel inside of their favourite books and stories. I'm going to read you a little bit from Tilly and the Lost Fairy Tales, which, as the title suggests, is all about fairy tales. So in it, Tilly and Oscar go to Paris just before Christmas to visit Oscar's dad, who lives there, and they realise that something is going wrong inside of fairy tales. There are kind of plot holes forming, and characters are going missing or ending up in the wrong stories. So in this bit, Tilly and Oscar have just got separated. Oscar has been kidnapped by Prince Charming, and Tilly is with Jack, as in Jack and the Beanstalk, and they are going to ask some of Jack's friends if they know where they might be able to find Oscar and Prince Charming. Before too long, they ended up at a quaint thatched cottage with a beautifully manicured garden and 3 rocking chairs of different sizes on the porch. A picturesque twist of smoke curled out of the chimney, and the smell of freshly baked bread wafted in their direction. Jack pushed open the white gate, and Tilly followed him up a garden path lined with flowering lavender plants buzzing with honeybees. "The bears are lovely," Jack said, "but do just be aware that they can be a bit jumpy around visitors. There's this local girl who used to keep sneaking in while they were out and messing with their stuff and eating their food, and now she just wanders in any time of day and acts like it's her house." "She's blonde, right?" Tilly said, knowing exactly who he was talking about. "I don't know, I've never met her. Have you?" Jack said, confused. "I thought you weren't from around here." "Anyway, just don't touch anything without asking and you'll be fine." He knocked on the candy floss pink door, and it opened to reveal a very large brown bear wearing a flowered apron and pink cat-eye glasses. "Jack, my darling," she said in a high-pitched, growly sort of voice, kissing him on both cheeks, "and you brought a visitor. How delightful." She eyed Tilly up and down suspiciously. Tilly followed Jack over a welcome mat into a pristine kitchen connected to a beautiful living room. Everything was decorated in shades of rose pink and white with gold accents, and the whole house smelled of fresh bread and clean linen. The bear put out her paw and shook hands gracefully with Tilly. "Welcome to our home," she said. "Please take your shoes off and make yourself comfortable, but don't even think about eating anything." "Sorry, I'm getting carried away," she giggled nervously. "My name is Mummy Bear. Let me put the kettle on." She retreated to the hob and put a pink kettle on to boil. "Now, Jack, my love, have you been into the village recently? Did you hear that the old lady at the end of the street, you know, the one who lives in a shoe, has taken up with the woodcutter? They were seen dining together only last night. Can you imagine? But enough about that. You know I can't abide gossip. How are you?" You know," Jack said, stretching his arms out. "Traded Mam's cow for some magic beans, accidentally grew a huge beanstalk, stole a magical hen from a giant, bit of this, bit of that." "Oh, Jack, you are a sort," Mummy Bear said affectionately. "Now, did I tell you I heard there's some kind of competition going on at the castle because the king can't work out where his 12 daughters are going every night? He's offering any one of them for marriage if someone can solve the mystery. Can you imagine?" "Do the daughters get a say?" Tilly couldn't help but ask, even though she knew the story of the 12 dancing princesses and was well aware they didn't. "Why ever would you think that?" Mummy Bear smiled at Tilly. "What a thought! Letting a princess choose her own husband. Whatever next?" "What's that I hear about husbands?" a deep voice boomed, and down the stairs came an even bigger bear, wearing a tie complete with a tie pin clipping it to his fur and a big gold watch on his huge hairy wrist. He gave Jack a slap on the back that nearly winded him, and gave Mummy Bear a kiss on the nose which made her giggle. "Guys," a squeaky voice said, and a very tiny bear emerged down the stairs, wearing thick-rimmed glasses and a tutu. "Stop being so embarrassing." "Sorry, Baby Bear," Daddy Bear said, giving Mummy Bear a tickle. "Ugh," Baby Bear said, ambling off again with its paws over its ears. "But I'm being a terrible host," Daddy Bear said, walking over to Tilly, who involuntarily shrank back a little bit. He really was a very large bear. "No need to be afraid, new friend," he boomed. "Not unless you've got your fingers in our porridge. Only joking, only joking." "I'm Tilly," she said, nervously putting a hand out. "And what brings you here today?" Daddy Bear asked, trying to shake her hand as gently as possible. "Well, actually, we were hoping you might be able to help us find someone," Tilly started. "They just passed this way." "Did we see anyone, my dear?" Daddy Bear called to Mummy Bear. "Oh, I wouldn't know," she called. "What do you take me for? Someone who watches from behind their curtains on the off chance they see something scandalous?" "I would never." She absent-mindedly straightened the lacy curtains that were a little askew. "Well, I did," a twinkly voice said from the doorway, and everyone turned to see a radiantly beautiful young woman standing in the doorway framed in sunlight. Jack was staring at her as if she were made of magic beans. The bears looked less enthusiastic. So that was a little bit of a taste of Tilly and the Lost Fairy Tales. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you enjoy the books if you pick them up. The 3rd one is out in September. I hope that you have all been enjoying reading together whilst we've all been spending more time at home.